Hey guys, welcome to the newest build. I got my tripod fixed. The culprit was this little stripped nut on the up and down movement. It stripped so the up and down movement went more, just sagged. It was sad. So I bought myself some new nuts. These are a little too thick, so I had to sand them down to get it to work, but that's another story. So we are doing this. I just picked this up at a thrift store this weekend. This is the 2002 version of this kit. This has been reissued several times. So we're going to build the Knight Rider. This is I think an 82 Pontiac Trans Am, I think. With a slightly altered bumper, as you can see. It has the wub wub. We will be doing the wub wub. I want to do the wub wub because you can't make this car without doing the wub wub. Also, we will be lighting. I'm not sure about the headlights and taillights. The headlights are flip-up lights, and the taillights are behind. On the real car, it's really cool. This is just plastic, and some of it's just like a smoky, transparent smoky color, and the taillights are behind that. I'm not sure what that is on the model kit, so we'll have to look. The other thing I want to light up is the really awesome instrument panel that K.I.T.T had. It's a unique steering wheel, too. So I'm going to crack this open, and we'll look at the parts. Okay, we got the parts. We're going to go through this quick. We've got the body, an iconic body. Very nice. We have the interior tub. Very nice. This color is actually, it's not gray. It's almost kind of sort of close to the interior of the car. We've got the frame. We have the iconic dashboard here, as you can see. And it is actually detailed. Let's see if we can get that to show. Come on, focus. Yeah, look at all those details. And it's pretty close to the show. We're gonna have to do some stuff. Here's the thing: this goes like this, like that, and there's some. Well, we'll talk about that in a second. Here's the bumper and the rear bumper in the front. For some reason, they felt the need to put Knight 2000 on the freaking bumper. That's got to go. Also, these weren't vents like this. These are open, and there's fog lights in there, which we're going to put in. The rear, look at that rear plate. That rear plate is gorgeous. We're going to be painting that up. I think it's blue and yellow, or should be blue and yellow. I'll have to look. Put that over there. The neat thing on this kit is way more detailed than I thought it would be. We got shocks and struts and front end. We got two part seats. The other parts are over there. We got a different hood. If you wanted to, it's weird. It's like this. They want you to build this as kit, but it could also be another Pontiac, but it doesn't have like a normal Pontiac dashboard and steering wheel. So it's kind of weird. Although it is kind of neat that they do give you this option. They also give us some different rims. They give us some of these nice spoked rims to go along with these. So, yeah, and side pipes. You can have side pipes on kit. We got some detail parts here. Battery, radiator. I'm not sure what that is. Yeah, we have that. I showed that off. The iconic hood is here. And, yeah, there's the iconic hood. Let's see. Let's look at these. Good tires, standard tires. 3 different rear ends. Taillights, and I'm not quite sure why. They're all the same kind of. Now here's the thing, because this car, on the rear, the taillight was, I mean, they are red on the car, but there's a smoked piece. There was a smoked piece of plastic that went over the tail lights, and you see the tail lights light up when you hit the brakes or turn on the lights of the car. So we're gonna have to do some. We're gonna have to figure out something to do for to emulate that kind of smoky look. I'm not sure what we're gonna do yet, but I don't know why there's 3, and I don't know what these are. This is kind of a weird Frankenstein-y kit. We need this. There's parts in here I don't know what they kind of are. Like this. What's this? I don't know. I'm trying to put these in places so I can do some talking about the interior. Here's one of the seats. Fairly close. K.I.T.'s interior is a two-tone. It's kind of a, oh boy, I've seen so many pictures, and some of them are people building Knight Rider, you know, and it's cool, and some of them are pretty off from what the interior was. The interior is almost kind of close to this color. It's almost a gray. It's kind of a tan. It's a weird tan, but it's two-tone. So like the armrests, and there's a highlight that's along this edge, and it goes down. That's actually a dark gray. You can see they did put the detail of the door handle in there, but it looks like crap. I might just cut that out and create a 3D part, because, and for these, because these actually should kick out and go over a little bit. I don't know, however, yeah, that might not do so well with the seat. Oh, well, that's unfortunate. Yeah, the seat's too close. I could make a piece, but it would be way too close in this scale. That is unfortunate, but I still might do the door handle. You can see the center console there is a little different from your standard Pontiac. It still does have the stick shift, and that was in the car, the stick shift. However, we do have other pieces, and here are some of them. Here's your fan shroud and fan. Let's see here, more car pieces. We got this stuff. I don't know what it is. It looks like, well, yeah, I don't know what most of this is. Well, here's your spoiler, but you also have this, whatever this is, and what this looks like. This is another version of, or a different spoiler. Like the this looks like, because I remember some of the mid '80s, like '84, '85s, had this kind of spoiler in the back of the Pontiacs. They kind of went around the trunk like that, around the deck lid. So maybe this is just a bunch of different spoilers. I don't know. I'll have to look. You don't use some of the kit pieces here. No pun intended. Here's some more. A very detailed engine. More detailed than I really think is necessary, because in the heads they actually molded the valves. You see the valves? Yeah. It's got the valves. Unnecessary. And yeah, we'll paint this up in a nice Pontiac blue. This part of it. It has two. It looks like it's got a shaker. Yeah, that looks like a shaker. Or part of one. And it's got a nice firewall. It's got some details. It actually has a brake booster, which kind of surprised me too. Where'd that brake booster go? There it is. It's got a brake booster. Yeah, the firewall's got some wires in there and such. Some detail. Again, way more detail than I thought a Knight Rider kit would just be. And here's your dual exhaust, your standard dual exhaust right here. And your radiator and a battery. Is there like 2 batteries in this kit? I guess that must be something else. That's your standard battery. Wheel backs, and these are for your to connect your tires and wheels. And the only thing left here we have is this. Yes, this. This is your glass, your T-tops. We're gonna have to. Those are actually yeah, what is it? They're a little tinted. So we're gonna have to figure out. I'm gonna tint these. I might have some tint somewhere. I have to look. But yeah, those are tinted. The T-tops are tinted. The glass wasn't tinted because you wanted to see David Hasselhoff through the glass when I wasn't the stunt man. That is, stunt driver. But here's the thing about this. This kit is a 2002, and they did some things that I don't agree with. let's see if I can show that off. The instructions are right here. Where did that go? Oh yeah, it's showing you putting the glass in. As you can see, the glass, and it has those two little tabs. Those don't exist. It also has these. It says to break these. Get rid of these. Yes, you should. And these are, it doesn't have those tabs anymore. Up in front. There's a, and it doesn't really have any recesses for them. I mean, it does have kind of, I guess, but not really. I think those are, yeah, those are mold marks, not recesses. Maybe that's where they were. But yeah, so that's not a big deal. We can just take some of our transparent glue here and get it in there. So detail parts, or rather the interior, because that's what we're going to light. That's the big project. I've been looking at tons of pictures. The dashboard does change. This is an early season. Season 4 on, the dashboard changed. So, and this connects like this. There's something missing from here. There should be little indents in here that pop up. I think I'm just gonna somehow make them. I don't know what I'm gonna do, but there's little like steps that go up this this little canyon here. There's steps that go up and they're lit. It goes from red to I think there's a red, there's an orange, and there's a yellow or a couple of yellow or something like that. These all are lit up and they're different colors. The monitors have stuff on them. Come on, focus. Like all that in there has got little colors, all kinds of stuff. But it is fairly accurate to the show. Luckily, I got those very, very tiny circuit board drill bits. Let's see what else. Oh yeah, here's the other stuff. Here's for the console, and that's pretty accurate too. Not the little get in there. The little things on the left, they don't light up. The four center things light up, and the stuff on the right lights up. Otherwise, nothing else on there is lit. The top looks fairly close, kind of, sort of. Not really. I'm going to have to drill some holes where there are not details. There is like a little rectangle up here that shows just an orange display. I'm not even sure what it's supposed to be. But yeah, there's like buttons on the side, either side of this, like right up in here. We're going to have to cut out. Oh yeah, this is going to be the hard one. I'm not even sure I'm going to do this, or if I'm going to do this. This is the steering wheel. This is part of the steering wheel. This is the, well, this isn't part of the steering wheel. This is the steering wheel. And this is the thing that the steering wheel was plugged into in the show. Nope, wrong side. It's this side. So this is kind of how this went. And you didn't turn, it wasn't like this was the yoke and this was the center. This was the yoke. All these little things are illuminated, and they're different colors. All these little squares you see. Not sure what I'm going to do. I am going to be using these very tiny SMDs. And yeah, I could get one right there. I'm going to hog out the back. First, what I think I'll do is I'll cut holes in the front. I cut them all the way through because I'm going to hog out the back. And I think what I'll do is, you know, just put my SMD there. Fill these holes in with crystal clear and then paint them to what colors they should be. And just run the wire through the, wherever the steering column is. I'm not sure where that is. Or if there is one, I might just attach to the, yeah, it does attach directly. Well, I could probably snake them through and hide them through this, yeah, around here. See, you got quite a bit of room back here to play. So most of my wires is going to come back here and then whoop out the back. The hard part is going to be this puppy that mounts there. And this, you can see there's a couple of recesses here. Well, this thing attaches to the roof of the interior. As you can see, there's nothing for it to attach onto. It's just going to set up there like that. Just, well, up in here. I think I could just take the wire, and what I'm going to do is get rid of these because I don't need them because it's nothing. Put my LEDs or SMDs in here, take the wire and snake it back here, and then down one of this pillar, the A pillar here. I think that's how that's going to have to be. The rest of the lights are pretty straightforward. We're going to cut these out. We're going to get our wub going on. Rear tail lights won't be too hard. Put a couple SMDs down in here for the fog lights, or rather in here once we hog this out for the fog lights. So I'm gonna get to work. I think the interior, since it is probably the hardest part, is what I'm gonna start with, and we'll go from there. So I'm gonna get started drilling tiny holes in plastic. Be right back. Okay, so I got my dash cut down. It does leave a little space here, but I'll just fill those in. But the dashboard is more where it was in the actual car now. You can see you've actually got room to reach down there and grab the stick shift. The Hoff has plenty of room to steer now that the seat is back a little bit further. So, yeah, that looks a lot better than what it was. And if there's a little gap up here, when I put it in the body fits really tight against here. But if there's, I don't think there should be, but if there is a little gap there, we'll just fill that in as well. Actually, I might just fill that in just in case there is a gap, because you can see right there. We'll just putty that up, and it'll be just fine. All right, time to get back. Okay, so I'm not drilling holes yet. I thought I'd do a little assembly first. The kit says to start with the engine, so why not? Everything on here is going to get colored or painted that blue, except for the transmission. So from here back, it'll be aluminum. But this one, I'm doing the oil pan. Sometimes they do the oil pan. They paint the oil pan. The heads, even doing the manifold. Got the timing chain cover and the water pump here. All that will be Pontiac blue, or some assembly of Pontiac blue, something near Pontiac blue. How about that? I got that right of the Night 2000 there, and I still have to go in and get rid of these. I'll be doing that soon here. Sanded this up. This, let's grab the body. Fits on. I got a couple of holes, couple of recesses. That's how it goes. The nice thing about cars is I don't have to worry about that seam, because that's a naturally occurring seam, and I don't have to worry about it. The doors, the seams for the doors are pretty deep, and the trunk, I might score these a little bit, but the trunk is pretty darn good. Look how deep those lines are. I don't think I'm going to have to touch that. But what I did discover is, let me put this in here, you got our wub up in front, and it doesn't fit too well there, which I don't mind. But the nice thing is, I was going to do the fog lights instead of the headlights, and there's a ton of room underneath here to do that, and light block it. The other nice thing about this car is it's black, so light blocking is going to be easy. I just paint it black, and boom, there you go. I got a nice gloss black. I'll paint this up. Most of this car is gloss black, and whoop-dee-dee, except for the interior. But yeah, I'll cut those out, and I don't know what I'm gonna do. If I'm gonna hand make some recesses back there, or if I'm gonna do some 3D. I'm gonna make some 3D ones for the back side of these. I might do some 3D ones. That's not a complex shape. It's just I don't even have to bevel it, really. I could, but I don't have to. Something to go on the back of there and hold some LEDs. And, oh, notice this. It does have the Pontiac logo on the A-pillar here. It probably won't show up here, but you can kind of see it coming into focus. It's very tiny, but the Pontiac symbol is there. Nice little touch. The other thing I did is I assembled the seats because they're easy, just 2 pieces. And I sanded the heck out of the seam. I probably don't even need this on most of the seam. There were a couple of places where there's some divots, and I didn't want to sand it so deep that it just would take the shape out of the headrest. It would look funny, but yeah, so it probably doesn't even need the putty along the seam here, but it is there. So I'm gonna get back to it. So here's what I've been doing for the past hour and a half. I got those cleaned out of there. It's fairly straight. I might go back if I see anything a little bit wonky, and yeah, I already see something wonky. See that little hump there on this side? Yeah, right there. I'll take care of that. So just a little cleanup, but that looks pretty good. And now I'm going to create these. I'm going to actually have to look at the car again and remember exactly what the depth on these were. There's pretty thick plastic in there. You see there. And where the lights exactly are. I'm pretty sure there's 2 on each side for the fog lamps. Oh yeah, and I broke a pin. You see I broke that pin right there. Come on. Yeah, broke that pin. I'll just drill that out a little and I'll put a pin in there. I'll just make my own, like 3 mil. I will check it with my calipers, which I need to figure out these dimensions anyways. So I'm gonna get going on that. Okay, so I've been doing some development for this thing. Boy, I've looked at a bunch of screenshots of the car, and I tried to I typed in 1983 because that's what the license plate says. So you still get different versions of the car because this is what I came up with for the headlight bezel. I've seen it 2, I've seen it 3, often 3. I've seen it with vents in front of them. I've seen it covered. I've seen everything you can imagine. I also made glass for these. You can see these aren't final. I just wanted to print these out to see if they fit, and they do. So I'll go back in there and add details that you'll be able to see when they're printed out and clear. Let's see. I do have the clear pieces over here. Let's see, which one is this? Because they're all different sizes and shapes, as I said. So let me see if I can get these in here. They're a little slippery. They do fit in here nice, just of course not on camera. So there's the front piece there. You can see it in there. These are also 2mm holes in the back. I don't think I'm going to stick 2mm LEDs in here. It's going to be SMDs. But I just thought I'd make them that big. This might be the middle. That is the middle, and this is the end. And they go a specific way. So, all right. And they fit nice and snug in there. Probably just need a drop of glue and they'll be permanent. But yeah, that's little focus. Come on. So it looks like with the glass in there. And then you gotta line it up right. That's about something about like right there. And that's about, I think you can come over a little bit more. There'll have to be a little bit of finessing, but yeah, that's about what it looks like. Of course, this will be black, so kind of ignore the coloration, but that's what it'll look like in there. And of course, you got the other side. Nice thing is these are symmetrical, so you just have to flip one way and one the other way, and it'll fit right in there. You can see it in there. So yeah, we got our headlight bezels done. Oh, of course I dropped it. That's fine. Those clear pieces aren't the final anyways. And then there's this. Which is a little wonky. You can see the bottom is a little swoop. And it's not quite 100% accurate to what was on the car. Or in the car. And of course this is the that column part that goes in front of where the steering wheel goes. So what I did is I made my version of this. It almost looks exactly the same. Oops, it's backwards. Oh no, it wasn't backwards. You can see, if you can see, there's a little bit more detail in the buttons. There's a little bevel that goes kind of around the buttons that I put in there. Just a little like rectangle, beveled rectangle that the buttons are actually sitting on. And man, is that stupid camera lens is dirty. You can kind of see it right there. But more importantly, what I did back here is I hollowed it out. And I even gave it little troughs there for wires. And I did two versions. I did this version because I didn't know if the other one would print. So this has the buttons proud of the... man, I wish I had like a little piece of paper or something to put in front of this. Will this work or will this look bad? Oh, that's going to be bad. Anyways, I just put the buttons in there and made them proud of the thing, whatever this thing is. I don't even know what it's called. It's kind of like this one here. So the buttons are sticking up. And then I made this one, which is the one I'm going to use, where I cut the buttons out. So yeah, I don't have to go drill those stupid holes. And of course this fits just fine. Lines up just right with the kit piece, as you can see there. They'll go together nicely. But yeah, so we've got all our buttons cut out. All we have to do is put our SMD in behind there, and then I'll put some clear glue in there, and then color the buttons their appropriate colors. And you can see, yes, there. Well, actually, what I'll do is I'll take a little. I think I'm gonna use a piece of styrene and put it down on the back of this. Put my LED attached to it, and then glue it in place. And just do a little putty work. You're not gonna see this part. It's really hidden. I don't even think if you're looking from this direction you'll really see it, will you? Be pretty hidden by the let's see here, the dash. Come on. Yeah, it's gonna be fairly hidden by the dashboard. Just do a little putty work on it and it'll be fine. So yeah, there's the second piece that I've developed for this kit. And I think what I'll be doing is my next thing for my next trick will be this guy right here that goes on the car, because where's that body? There's that body. This piece attaches up here. Kind of goes like this along the center of the T-tops. There's a problem with this. So you can line it up to the front of the windshield, and you can line it up to the center of the T-tops. And if we flip it over here, you'll start to see the problem. It overlaps something fierce, and I don't like that. Not to mention I got to put a light in there. So while it is rather big in the car, it does not go into the T-top area. Unfortunately, this one does. So, and also this has details that aren't actually on the real part. This is probably the worst part as far as details go, because they're just not correct at all. Um, a few of them are, but most of them aren't. So I want to redesign this. It kind of looks like this, but it also kind of doesn't. So we will be working on this next. Okay, so I was gonna work on this. Oh God. Um, Dang, I think this car is worse than the generally. Um, there are about 20 different interpretations of what this looks like and how it goes and everything. What buttons are on it, which way they go. It doesn't help that they changed the car in the later seasons, so you got completely different from the earlier seasons. I'm building the earlier season car, 83, and it doesn't matter that you type in 1983, they don't care. They'll show you a season 5 car, which is not 83. The the shape of this is pretty correct. I do have a screenshot from the show, and it's from this angle. You can see most of the buttons and where they are. Unfortunately, you can't see if there are any buttons over here. I know in the season 4 and 5 car, they do have buttons, an array of buttons up here, but I can't get any screenshots of the earlier seasons of this side, unfortunately. It's all the later seasons. But you can't see where all the buttons are, so I know the shape of this thing and where all the buttons are. And this shape isn't actually inaccurate. The overall shape, it's a little thick. That's why we got to change it. But the shape of it's pretty good. So we'll just have to recreate this. These are kind of right for the button lights. These are kind of right for the buttons. There's some more lines in here that are sort of right. But this is not. And there's a little display right here. So we're gonna try our hand at that in a moment. I did do a little bit of work on the interior here. I filled in, these are where the mold release pins were, and I filled those with putty and I sanded them down. I'm not too concerned about the color as I'm going to be flocking these areas, so as long as it's flush, I don't really care. I have edited the center console. You can see I puttied this in. I actually created a wall of putty here and filled in the e-brake. There is no e-brake on K.I.T as far as I could tell. This area, from a screenshot I have, is completely flat. This I basically gouged out with my Dremel and put a hole in there for the wires for the computer piece and sanded that flat. Yeah, I had to cut it down back to here. This piece, in pretty much every screenshot I've seen, goes exactly right here. About like that. It comes right up to where the shifter is, and it sits pretty much like that. You can see this when this thing is flat. That'll look a little better. I might have to fill that in. I might not. I might just put putty in there now. Who knows? I still have to sand this down and make this neat. But yeah, that's where this goes. And I've already done some test fitting. Hopefully that dash. In the test fit, this thing fit pretty well. I might have to cut down the top of that thing there. But this fit pretty well over the top of this when I had everything in place. I'm going to be gluing this in first. So if I need to cut it down from the top, it'll be stable. But yeah, that's what I'm doing there. I'm going to spend the afternoon building this and cleaning this up a little bit, so I'm gonna get to that. Okay, we got our chaser circuit in from Evan Design, and I made this little piece out of well, I printed it, I created it and printed it. There are 6 lights, but there are 10 holes because I'm pretty sure there's 10 holes in the car itself, and then I printed this clear piece to diffuse the light on top, and if we put it in place, it's darn near perfect. Check that out. I also cut out the spot where it goes, right in there. And I got this thing fitting in here pretty good too. I'll show that off in a second. Okay, so the nice thing about this chaser circuit is they numbered. They numbered all the LEDs, so you don't have to fumble around with what goes where. Where's my packaging? And put that off to the side in my packaging here. So I was showing off this piece. This is just a test piece. I might actually put another clear piece behind here to kind of diffuse it a little more. And this is just, again, this is just a test piece. But I need something to mount these on. Maybe I'll just put a piece of maybe I'll mount them on a piece of styrene and then glue that in here somehow. I might redesign this a little bit, but I worked that out, and it's pretty. I think I got it pretty close last night, or I got it where I want it. Yeah, there's a little, because the shapes don't quite match, there's a little bit of see-through there, but once it gets into place where it should be, that should pretty much vanish. Let's see. Put the bumper on here. There we go. Oop, falling off. Oh, what the heck? Get on there. There we go. So it's kind of what it'll look like. And there's what it looks like with the iconic hood in place. Yeah, nothing's painted, but that should look pretty darn cool once we get everything in place. So that is that for the moment. We had this little computer console here I was working on. I drilled the hole in the wrong place. It's right there. It shouldn't be there. It should be over. And I just decided to build myself one that's a little more accurate to what was in the car itself. And pre-drilled holes. See, those toggle switches up top are pretty darn big, so I made them bigger. This is more appropriate to what it should be. On this piece, it's just kind of a bunch of little buttons. It's a ton of them. It's not actually that many in the car. You can see. And so that looks a little bit more like what it should. I just got some light blocking on here for testing of the lights. Let's see, what else did I do? A couple other things. I did make a piece for the roof here. But the roof is curved, and I haven't put that in, and I don't know if I can get it in appropriately. So I just might go with the kit piece. I just might drill out the holes. I don't know yet. I haven't been having luck with the drills. I've broken a few off in the dashboard. We will talk about the dashboard in a minute, because it's not going very well. But that is the progress so far. I'm going to get back to it. Oh yeah, I painted in the light bezels just to light block them. See what they look like in there. So that's it. I'm gonna get back to work. All right, so I've been doing a bunch of developing, redesigning parts and such. Here's the computer part for the kit. Here's my part. I just sealed it just to keep the paint from scratching off. And actually, I do have some stuff in there for lighting. You can maybe see the lighting coming through there a little bit. See the green and the red and the white. I'm reworking our steering thing here. It's not steering. It's just that thing that goes right behind the steering wheel. I'm reworking that a little bit. And initially, I did this one with the holes in it, and that's not going to work so well. So I redesigned it a little bit. I made it a little bit thicker here, as you can see. It's got a little more heft to it. Because it is a little bit more hefty in the car. And also I'm going with the ones where the buttons are proud. Because then I'm just going to scratch off the black paint and then paint these whatever colors they are. And I know the buttons aren't lit there's little tiny lights above the buttons, and those are what's illuminated. Unfortunately, at this scale, you're really not going to see that, so I chose to eliminate the buttons. Don't know if I've said that before, but I'm saying it now. I redesigned the bezels for the headlights. Had these originally, and they fit in there okay. Also, I did have to cut out a little bit of this right there, and they fit in here okay. Let's see if I can get it in here or not. Because why would you cooperate? The camera's on, that's why, and they look okay. Unfortunately, there's a. It's hard to tell because this is black, but there you can see it. On the right hand side here, you can see a little bit of the edge there coming through, and if I move that out of the way, the edge on the other side, it's hard to tell, but that's coming through. So the first thing I did is I made these a little bit longer on either side, just a little bit, so you won't see that. I also beveled the edges, and I changed the insides here. Now you've got like little mounting slots for LEDs, and I'm running the wires out the bottom instead of out the back, just because that's going to be more convenient. So we have these guys, which are a little better. See, that's kind of what it looks like in there. I do have black versions of these, or rather painted versions of these that I've done up. So kind of see what that looks like in there. This, of course, it's not exactly in the place it's supposed to be, but that's gonna kind of look like in there. I like that. So I'm actually getting ready to wire these up too. I've got 3 little LEDs you can see tied together, and I've also determined that I am going to run this on multiple circuits, just because one little tiny coin battery isn't going to light all these lights. So I'm thinking about running the headlights, tail lights off of one battery, the sensor bar off another battery, and then the internal lights off another one. So we'll have three switches on the car right back down here. I'm gonna cut this out. I'm gonna make it removable, the gas tank. Put little magnets in here, and this is where you access the batteries. So the batteries compartment will be here. The batteries will be up in here. The switches will be here. Hopefully that'll go well. I'm not gonna glue the body on, I don't think, just in case everything doesn't work out so well. But yeah, so here's the circuit. I've redesigned this too. You can see the circuit. It's all tied into my part. That was a complete redesign on this thing. So I determined that by watching the show that move everything out of the way. This isn't exactly what I thought it was. So the initial part, wherever that is, where is it? It's right here. So this thing had 10 slots in it. That's not what it does in the show. It does not have 10 slots. Also, see how that glue? See that glue? That annoyed me. So what I did is I put it to the proper 8 slots. Unfortunately, we do have 6 lights, so it doesn't look quite 100%. But we've got our 6 or 8 slots in here. I got tabs on the side of here. This is open, and then I got my mounting slot right here. This is for mounting the LEDs, and you can see the wires are run out the bottom. So you just put these 2 pieces together, which is what you got right here. Those 2 pieces together. This is a test. And then what you end up with after some light blocking and such is this. So this is my sensor bar that goes in the front. And let's light that up for you. Where's my coin battery? There we go. This is what it looks like without the diffuser piece in place. See, not too bad, right? Unfortunately, the left hand side is not illuminated in that first hole as much as I'd like to, because while I was putting everything together, somehow that first bulb got knocked over a little bit. But that's not so bad. It still looks pretty good, and it looks even better when you put the diffuser piece in place here. Let's see if we can do that real quick. See, I might have to hold it. Yeah, I'm gonna have to hold it. See, that looks a lot better with the diffuser. So, mounting this, what we're gonna do is, let me grab the body. I've cut out that. We're gonna put this in place here, and we're gonna mount that to the body of the car, this diffuser piece. And we're gonna mount this behind that. That's why these two little tabs exist on the sides. That's why it's a little bigger. That's how we're gonna mount it, with those two little tabs. So we don't have to put glue on the front of this thing, and it doesn't turn out like our original one. Where is that? Like this. You can't see the glue beyond the diffuser piece. It doesn't look like, well, I don't like how that looked. So I tried other glues too, and it always ended up like that. So you can see the glue smooshed in there. If you like that, more power to you. Then just put glue on here, I suppose. But yeah, that's how that goes. We're getting down to stuff. I have to start painting now. I did flock the interior a little bit. No, that's not the right color. No, I'm just gonna paint over it and hope to God it doesn't wind up as a mess. Otherwise, I'll just take it out of there. But yeah, I'm about ready. I was doing some test painting on the door panel and hinges and everything. Little light blocking there. Little light blocking there. Need this whole underside needs to be black. I'll just spray paint that black. This needs to be a tan color. Yeah, so I need to start, really need to start painting, and then assembling some of this stuff, and then cutting this gloss down. This is way too glossy. I got a satin clear coat I'll put on this. Okay, I think that's it for the moment. Today I'm gonna be working on a bunch of stuff here. I want to try to get this lit. I think today I may or may not. Definitely gonna get the headlights lit. That's why I've got the LEDs here prepped. Glue those in. That's why I also left, when I was painting these up, painting these black, I left the centers. Oh, these are the wrong ones. Where are they? Where are they? Here they are. I left the centers, yeah, I didn't put anything on the centers, so that I have a nice clean gluing surface. And I thought I was gonna have to edit these lights, the clear pieces, but I don't. Actually, it helps kind of hold the wires in place when you put these in there. I'm gonna put some clear Elmers in there, and that's how I'm gonna attach those. That should be fine. As I said, they fit in there pretty well otherwise. So that's what we're gonna do today. Hopefully get some paint on here. I need to paint like this because I want to get everything attached into here. So I got some gloss black for that. I want to get the interior. Might as well do the frame while I'm at it. The body, I got to put the interior color on the roof here, and on those A-pillars here. The rest of it gets black, so I'm gonna have to wait for that dry, the interior color to dry, mask that off, and then give this a nice coat of gloss black. So I think you're all caught up. I'm gonna get back to work. All right, I've been doing some more development. Well, and I don't know if I showed this. I got this painted. I got my chip light installed, and I think it needs a little more light blocking. Let's see here. Let's see if these cables are ready to go. They're not separated. That should do it. Yeah. Little more. I mean, it's not going to matter. You're not going to see it. It's going to be the frame's going to be right here, so it's not going to really matter. You're not going to be able to see down the tunnel. But that's what the chip light looks like. That's the interior painted. The lines aren't straight. The straightest because it bled in certain areas around the tape. But I'm just going to go with it because you're not really going to see that once the seats are installed. So that's what we have there. And this, let's see, let's grab it. This is what we had for the initial computer console right here. If it'll focus. Yeah, there we go. And I didn't like that because the buttons are recessed, but on the show they're proud of the console. So I redid that. Here's an unpainted version of it. You can see. And I kind of brushed the buttons because you can see the letters on there. I put the letters on there and I made them a little bit proud of the buttons themselves so you could paint them. And here's what that looks like. Here's the one that's going in the car. You can see right there. Those buttons. Let's do it. Let's do a test light. Because when it's lit up, you can't see those letters, and it's pretty cool. I do have to do some light blocking around the console. A little bit. It's not going to be too bad. But let's see if we can get these wires straightened out. Now you got all curled up. Alright, there we go. Lit up. You can see the light blocking I have to do, but it'll go about right about there. And you can see those letters. So yeah, that's about what it'll look like, minus the light spillage. So that's that. And I think that's everything for right now. No, I got this. I finished this up. This is the thicker one. And I made little, let's show them off. I made little panels for the back here. So you can just pop them in. And they literally just pop in. I didn't even need to glue these, but I did it anyways. So this is what this is going to look like. Ooh, I can see a little light blocking I got to do. That's okay. We will do that. That's what those look like. All lit up. Not too bad. Not too shabby. So that is that. I'm printing out some more parts. And yeah, I think that's it for right now. I'm going to get back to work, and I'll see you in a second. Alright, so I got me a rolling chassis. There you go. You can see it now. Literally rolling chassis. The wheels roll. They're kind of a little wonky and wobbly. The front end actually does steer back and forth, too. That's kind of neat. The exhaust fits horribly. From the catalytic converter, I think that's a catalytic converter, right? I think that's what that is. Up into the headers. Does not fit. Does not match up into the headers. But everything else fit pretty well. This is where I'm going to be putting my little toggle switch off on. What else did I do? I got the body. I painted up the interior here. We're gonna bring the hood over. I painted up the interior. So that's the interior color I used, and I snipped off everything. You can see I snipped off that big X. I used my rotary tool to take it out, and then I just kind of used the rotary tool, this knurling bit here, and I kind of just got it as close as I was comfortable with, and then I took the old hobby knife, got it the rest of the way. Wish I would have done that for the pillars here, because I chipped the crap out of the pillar and out of the door. So I did what any good owner of an '83 Pontiac does. I just slathered in Bondo and hope for the best. That's all you can do with one of these. So I'm going to sand that down once it dries, and hopefully that will alleviate that. Because I was going to get I was going to start to get some black on here, on the body at least. And this thing is like a tricolor interior. Let me bring that on over, because it's flat black in places, and then I had to gloss black the back, because these are your this kit. These are your wheel wells for the rear. Yeah, that's your wheel wells. You can see right here. That's all you get is that little wheel well right there. So, yeah. Fun times. I did get the front valance or the front bumper painted up. It's about 4 coats of gloss black. I think it looks pretty good. Not too shabby. Got a couple of places where I could buff some on it, but it doesn't look too bad. So I gotta install the headlights and that. They're pretty much done. I gotta mess with them a little bit, but yeah, here's the front headlights. We just throw that in there. Let's see, that looks pretty good. I did make an executive decision about the body and the car itself. I'm gonna be running so many wires in through here. I guess I got the wires. I got the 2 sets of wires for the headlights, and I got the set of wires for the wub, and they're gonna be going through here. I'm just gonna glue the hood on. That's what I'm trying to say. The hood will just be glued on. I'm not gonna even bother to hide the wires. Besides the fact that K.I.T.T was a jet turbine. Figure that one out. Yeah, like the Batmobile. K.I.T.T was a jet turbine car. You could hear it when he's whizzing around. He sounds like an electric car. He's just whoosh. So the engine is kind of pointless, except for the bottom, because you know if you turn the car over, you'll see the oil pan and the transmission. And I did do a little bit of weathering down here, just a touch of rust and a little silvering, but that's about it. Yeah. So that is that. I am going to get back to work waiting for Bondo to dry. So I'll be back in a second. I thought I'd just put it together here real quick and a little sneak peek, show off. That black looks really good. That gloss black. And it's nice and reflective. You can see my finger in it. So that back and forth is going to look really cool when it reflects off the front valance here. So yeah, that's what it looks like together. There is a huge gap in here and along here. Not much I can do about it because it does actually plug in. So this is where it's supposed to go. This is where the interior goes, plugs in. This is where the frame plugs in. There's a radiator that goes in up front that kind of helps with the front end. Keep that in place a little bit better. The rake isn't so bad. I thought it was bad, but it's not. This is annoying. The tires are banging up against that, but this thing's on as far as it'll go forward. So I'm not sure what's going on there. And nothing fits on this kit, but we can work around that sort of kind of as best we can. But yeah, that black paint looks really good. I can't wait to get it on the rest of the car. Oh yeah, I did the rims and tires. Well, I guess you could realize that by the rolling chassis. But I just hand painted those really carefully, and then I hit everything with the satin, and then I went back in with this stuff here, this gloss, and just hand painted the gloss. It looks fine. See, can't even tell I hand painted those, can you? Because can't even see it. They just look nice and glossy. All right, enough fun. Back to work. So here is our dash. As you can see, I cut the monitors out, cut some buttons out, and then I got to these buttons here. You can see this side doesn't look too bad. This side, there are drill bits in those holes. It's hard to see, but there are drill bits in there. And in fact, multiple drill bits in one of these holes because I tried to drill out the drill bit. And so I said nuts to that. I built my own. I just said, you know, I'm going to get a really good dashboard, but I'm going to have to build it myself. So I did. It's not perfect by any stretch of the imagination, but it is good enough for my purposes. As you can see, this is the back of the dash, and this fits together like this, and this fits together fairly well. It's again not perfect, but it fits together well enough for my purposes. The nice thing about this extended dash is that we will be able to get some, or we will have plenty of room here for our LEDs. So what we're gonna do here, as you can see, I've left little recesses in the back here to mount some clear plastic. I'm going to mount clear plastic here and back here and over here along here. And then I'm going to make inserts for the voice thing here for the top, these chevrons that go here. The monitors here, I'm going to make some inserts for those. And these 4 buttons sit proud. So I'm going to make 4 buttons there. And then I got to do something on the back. As you can see, it kind of kicks out over here. So we're going to have to mount some LEDs. I think I'm going to use 1 LED for each monitor. And then an LED for these. And LED over here, here, and here. Maybe 3 I could get away with. But yeah, that is our dash. Our other piece, where did it go? Where is our other piece? Ah, there it is. It's in the box. For the steering wheel, this just fits on here. Let's see if I can do this. Fits on here like this. You can see that fits just fine, like it should. And then I got the a trough for the wire to go through right there. So I'm gonna get to work right now. I'm gonna start painting this and building my inserts. So I'll be back with more dash. I'm working on the dash here, and I got it all painted up and got some satin on it, and the other section too. You can see those just pop together like that there, well, over a little, just like that. I did decide to make some inserts. You can see the TV monitor inserts, and they actually look really good. I like how they look in there. And I made an insert for here, for the voice thing, and for up here for these chevrons. And for here, it's hard to tell. Let me see if I can show this off. But there are little numbers, little digital zeros in here, and there are actually little dots for the LEDs in the upper sections too. And then I also made one here. Maybe you can see it in this one. You can see the little dots for the LED for the right there by my thumb that go up and around. The little LEDs here. I got a 00 there. It says KPH or KRPM for some reason, and that just fits on the back side of here like this, and I'll glue that into place with some super glue. And let's see if we can get it up in there. It's hard to see, but those LEDs, those little dots are in there, the little 00s, and the you can kind of see it right there next to my thumb or finger. So also got one for here, for these ones underneath here. I still haven't figured out what I'm going to do for these. I've made individual ones for them right here. I'm going to try to see if I can fit those in there. And then I made them all together too in one of these. That didn't work. They stuck together. So I'm going to get to work installing and painting these up and getting some LEDs maybe in here. Where did my... Oh, heck, I had it here a second ago. I'm losing everything these days. Here it is. This thing, this center console thing, fits in here. Just nice and fine like that. So all I need to do is paint up the steering wheel and install that in here. But yeah, we're getting there. They'll be back with more. Alright, I thought I'd give you a sneak peek at the dash. I'm really glad I made all those lines raised, because painting those white lines, all I did is really dry brush them. And if we pull it up to the light here, you can see how that's kind of turning out. Fortunately, I can't really see if we can get that to focus. Probably not. There we go. So that's how the dash is turning out. I'm really, really happy about how that is all going. I still have to do something about these 4 buttons. I think I'm just gonna create little nubs and print them out in white and see if I can't get them in there. But yeah, so now you can see the back, just painted clear transparencies. Now I have to start mounting LEDs and building a little light box back behind this thing, and we should be good. So I'm gonna get back to work, and we'll see how that one turns out. Okay, I got the headlights installed here in the front bumper. I'm gonna light those up to show you how they look. They're not gonna be this bright because I'm hooking up the taillights, and so that'll bring them down a little bit. But here we go. You can see that's about what they look like. A little bit overblown in the camera, but they look pretty cool. I did have to take out some of the front end and the body in here. I had to take out, because of how far back these guys came, my mounts, I did have to cut into here and cut across and kind of flatten this out. You can see this looks all kind of jagged, but because it doesn't matter, because this is going to go right in front of that. You'll never see that. So it doesn't matter how neat this cut is, but you will have to cut in and then cut across here to fit those in. You can see my taillights, they're all light blocked with nice, couple coats of nice dark black. Got the taillights in here. You'll look around here. That's what they look like from the back, or front, back. I still have to mount my LEDs in there. I will do that soon. I will chip off some of this paint, and I will do a little bit of a super glue, and I'll mount those in. And then, of course, we have, let's see if I can do this. The tail light bar, I suppose. Not really a bar, it's just a little piece of plastic that goes over these. And that kind of goes, it doesn't fit super well, but it goes in there like that. I did try to paint these, or I guess tint them black. It didn't really work out, so they're just going to be a little bit, you're just going to see a little bit of red in there. That's not too bad. The real car, they are tinted, but everything I did, it just made it look worse and worse and worse. And I had 3 of these, and this is the best one now because of all that tinting I did. So I'm gonna let this dry even more. You can see there's just a couple coats of paint. Looks kind of crappy right now, but we'll get, as we get more paint on there, it'll look better. Got these masked off, painted them, masked them off. When everything's said and done, I'm going to take those off and put a little bit of clear on top of that. Make it look like they're little pieces of plastic in there. Yeah, still have to flip this over and paint the top. But yeah. And of course all my interior is masked off. So that's what I got for now. I'll be back when more is done. Alright, so I got a bunch of tulip in around the inside of the hood and right there at the top and around. So now you don't see any leaks in there. Also, I forgot to put the clear piece in up front, so that's in there now. But yeah, there's no light leaks or anything there. And I mounted all my switches for my 3 individual circuits. These are loose. They will be loose in the trunk. I'm not going to do anything with them because I'm not gluing the body on because I want to be able to take it off to switch the batteries. So I just hot glued them in there. As you can see, they stand just proud enough for you to activate all the switches. So there is that. Now I'm going to wait for this to get dry, and then she's going to get sanded, and we're going to paint her hopefully one last time. Fingers crossed. Alright, there it is. All put together, all done. Except for the spoiler. I didn't put the spoiler on. Forgot about that. I'll put the spoiler on after the video. Yeah, she's all done up. Got the T-tops. They look pretty good. Just painted them a little black. So we have the lights. There's the lights. Oh, the grills are in place too. You can see those. And come back here, you can see the tail lights there. And we have the interior lights here. I'll turn off the lights so you can see them better. And of course we got the sensor light doing its thing. Looking really cool. So yeah, that was a challenging little build there. I'll say that much for you. Just because I had to rebuild so much of it. Let me turn off some lights here. There we go. Now you can see it better. So yeah, and I didn't really glue the body on so I could pop it off and change the batteries at any time. But you can see there in the interior. Everything's lit up there. Even on the top there, it's hard to see. There's lights up on that console too. You can see a green one pretty good. There's a couple others, but yeah. I'm gonna go turn the lights off all the way so we can get some better shots of this. Alright, let's just turn this light off and show you what it looks like. There's the headlights and the sensor. There's our tail lights and our interior lights. Kind of hard to show them all off. Yeah, here we go. Now you can see the other side. So that's what the whole dash kind of looks like all together. But yeah. It's a pretty fun build. A little frustrating because of the paint. The paint wasn't turning out for me. But everything else was kind of fun. If you guys want this set, let me know. It's the thing that goes up in here. It's the bevels for the headlights and those grills. It's the same thing for the rear. It's the dashboard. It's the computer console. So yeah, if you want this set, just comment and we'll talk about it. But I want to thank everyone for joining me for this build here. And I'm working on the Reliant. I'm working on some parts for the 1537 Reliant. Here's the sneak peek at the officer's lounge. Such as it is, I haven't painted it yet. And some window templates. Ooh, fun. Yeah, and we still got this. I think I showed that off already. Oop, it fell apart. Okay, anyways, I'm gonna go. You guys take care, and I'll see you next time. And I dropped the battery. And it went down the vent. Oh, wow. Hold on.